My name is Julie Ambani, commonly known as Jules. On this channel, we love to talk about books, literature development, and a sprinkle of other things here and there. So if that sounds like your cup of tea, please feel free to subscribe to this channel, give this video a thumbs up, share it with people you think will be interested in it, and let's go. So as you've probably seen in the title, today I'm going to be showing you books that I have decluttered from my bookshelf. All the books that I mentioned have already found new homes. They're happy, I think, happier in new homes. I've mentioned this a number of times in my videos. I do want to have a bookshelf that has books I actually love and enjoy. And while I actually enjoyed most of the books that I'll be showing you today, I do not feel that I'll ever read them again. I feel like they will better serve someone else. So I decided, why not just declutter them from my bookshelf so that I can create space for something else. And so that's what I'll be showing you today. The first book I will be letting go of is Crazy Rich Asians by Kevin Kwan. I watched the movie Crazy Rich Asians before I read this book, and I loved the movie, especially that one wedding scene. You all know that wedding scene if you watched it. I loved it. I was so obsessed with that movie when it came out. I think I watched it like 3 times consecutively when it came out. And then maybe like 2 years later, if I'm not wrong, when COVID hit, I got this on the streets from a street vendor at a very affordable price. So I decided, why not, since I've not read the book. This is one of those books where I felt the movie was much better than the book. I found the book to be a bit, I don't know, this book did not intrigue me too much. So I've been holding on to it for a while, but now I think it's time to just let it go. So this will be going to someone else. The second book I'm letting go of is this, The Girl on the Train. This is actually a very good story. I also have watched the movie to The Girl on the Train starring Emily Blunt. I did enjoy it. However, for the book, I mean, it was just okay. I don't foresee myself reading this again, and that's why I decided to also give it out to someone else who would enjoy reading it. The next book I will be decluttering from my bookshelf is Sexorcised. This is a book by a Kenyan author called Silas Nyanchwani. It's basically a book about a man who finds out that the wife was having an affair, and so he leaves, and basically it's his journey to acceptance, something like that. It has a feel of being a bit, I don't want to say chauvinistic, but a man's ego has been hurt here. So obviously, like, how he views women is with some form of disdain or malice. So yeah, I did enjoy this, but I feel like I enjoy Silas Nyanchwani's other book better, so I decided to just gift this to someone. The next book I will be decluttering is Marian Keyes, Sushi for Beginners. I love Marian Keyes, and don't get me wrong, I'm not decluttering this because it's a bad book. No, I actually loved and enjoyed this book, but I just feel like now that a Kindle is in the mix, I can easily read it on the Kindle. I don't think I'll reread this in form of physical copy, so I have gifted this as well to someone. The next book I will be decluttering is Who Will Catch Us As We Fall by Iman Varji. This is actually a Kenyan authored book. Very good. I did enjoy this book. I think I gave it 3 or 4 stars or 3.5, but I did not foresee myself rereading it, so I gave it to someone who was interested in reading it, and I'm sure she'll have a good experience with it. In case maybe it's not her cup of tea, she can decide to also gift it forward to someone else. The next book I will be decluttering is We Need New Names by Noviolet Bulawayo. This book I think I went into it with too high expectations in such a way that it kind of disappointed me. But do not get me wrong, it's a good book. It's a bit humorous, but I just expected more from it. And as such, I do not see myself rereading it. So I also gifted this to someone who will love it more than me. The next book I'm decluttering is this, A Man Who Is Not a Man by Pando. I'm not sure how to pronounce this last name, so I won't butcher it. This was sent to me as an ARC when it came out, and while I loved the story, or rather I enjoyed it and the topic it was covering, I did not see myself reaching for this book again. Basically, it was a book about how traditionally, I think it's set in South Africa, to be confirmed, but basically it's if you're African, you know how traditionally circumcision will be done in the forest or in the mountains, in the bushes, and the men will be expected to wait out the whole process before coming back as a man. So this is basically the same setting, but something goes wrong. So yeah, the wound festers and yeah, it becomes bad. So what do you do in a society where you're considered a man if you've gone through this process and not gone to the hospital? And it just brings to light a different view of what being a man means, and also some of these African traditions. So this will also be going to someone else. The next book I will be decluttering is this, Book Lovers by Emily Henry. I loved this book. A review on this and also her other book, Beach Read, will be coming on my video shortly. But yeah, this, I was a bit hesitant, but it was just a nice story full of banter. Easy to read. I gave it a 4-star. It flowed well. Next book I'm decluttering is Mr. Loverman by Bernardine Evaristo. I loved this book. I just don't see myself reading it again. So it's found someone who hasn't read it before who would like to read the physical copy. The next book I will be decluttering is The Bride Test by Helen Huang. This book, I think, was it was enjoyable in that moment, as this is how I find most romantic contemporary romance books. It's just like enjoyable in the moment, but once it's done, I don't know if I'll ever read it again. I did enjoy it. Some parts of it were highly unrealistic, but as I told you guys before, I've come to realize with a lot of contemporary romance, you must suspend logic to enjoy the book. So yeah, this is just, I feel like it doesn't need to be on my bookshelf. So this has found a new home. The next book I will be decluttering is one that I did not even finish. I even bought it on a gamble. Again, it was one of those books that TikTok really hyped that it just didn't do it for me, and that's the Inheritance Games. Honestly, I should have taken this sign more seriously. It's a TikTok sensation. I should have known that maybe I wouldn't like it. I'm not going to say the book is bad because I've not even finished it, but I got to, I think, page 73 and just realized, nah, I can't do this. I mean, there's people who love these types of books, so it's definitely going to someone who loves it. And yeah, so that's the Inheritance Games. I'm so glad I bought just one copy before buying the entire series. And I don't know, maybe in another time I might be interested in knowing what the story was about, and I'll read an ebook instead. The next book I'm decluttering was also very, very, very hyped on TikTok. That's The Love Hypothesis or Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. This book, I had like a rant when I was reading this. I'm so grateful to my friends who usually bear with me when I'm reading books they've already read and want to rant, because I definitely had so many rant moments with this book. This book, how I got to the end was simply because I had paid enough money for the copy and I was like, I'm going to read it. But I'm not going to say it's a bad book, but because it represents women in STEM, I just thought I don't know. I thought it would be a bit more. I thought we will see much more. This, I've never seen representation of women in STEM in the contemporary romance genre before this, and I did not fully enjoy how it was done, but it was good enough. If I finish it, it was good enough. But I don't foresee myself rereading this, so I don't really need to have it on my bookshelf. The next book I am decluttering is my mechanical romance. Every time I see this title, I keep thinking or almost saying My Chemical Romance, the musicians. But yeah, it's My Mechanical Romance. It's basically a book set in high school, so it's YA. It was okay. I really can't. It was just okay. Given the age and whatnot, it was actually pretty good. But yeah, it's time to go. The last book I will be decluttering is this, 1 Year of Ugly. This one is a good book, so don't get me wrong, I'm not decluttering it because it's not good. It is a good book. I just don't, now that the story is over, I don't foresee myself reading it again. I don't foresee myself reaching out for it again, so I thought, why not just give it to someone who would enjoy that. So some of these I sold them at like a cheaper price than what I got them from, because I got them brand new. But some of them I also just gave them out as gifts because I got them secondhand. So or either because I got them secondhand and paid extremely little for them, or also because I know people who will be interested in them, who are my close friends, that I decided to gift. So basically that's my first book shelf declutter for this year. I'm pretty sure I'll be doing another declutter. I really want to customize my bookshelf by the end of the year to only have books I love, books I'm sure I'll reach for again. And yeah, I hope, please don't take any offense if I say a book you love maybe disappointed me. Remember, every reader has a different experience with books. Otherwise the world will be so boring if we all loved everything exactly alike. But yeah, let me know if you've read any of the books I've mentioned. What was your experience with any of them? And that's a wrap for today. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.